Hey, guess what? It's that character that I kept not talking about, but Drew and you guys were probably really upset with me because I never talked about her. But here she is! She's finally here. I hope you're excited to learn about Alice. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing well. As promised, here is Alice's video. I am super excited to be talking about her. I'm sure from what you guys have gathered, I really like her. She's one of my favorite characters, even though I say I don't play favorites. She's one of my favorite characters. But also, that being said, if this is the first character video of mine that you are seeing, I would highly recommend going and watching the other three before you watch this one, because I am going to be speaking as if you had seen those ones, especially Delaney's video, because that is where I go more in depth with the plot of their story and the world that they live in. I'm sure you guys are very eager to hear about her, so without further ado, here she is. Her name is Alice Burkett. She is 20 years old, and she is a female and also a human. The first human character of the main characters you guys are seeing. Did that make sense? The first human main character. Here she is. She's also very extroverted by nature. She loves meeting new people, and she has a very protective and nurturing personality. She's the mom friend of the group. Even towards like Lo and Delaney, even though both of them are older than she is, Alice is just the mom friend. Because of how protective and nurturing of the people she cares about, though, I don't know if that made any sense. Because of how protective and nurturing she can get over the people she cares about, she's always inclined to help. Like, her first instinct is to help someone and support somebody. But also, that being said, because of that, she can kind of sell herself short. And even if someone isn't necessarily, like, taking advantage of her, like, if it is, like, a genuine friend that she has, sometimes she'll offer a bit more of herself than she probably should. But it's all with good intentions, and it's something that she's somewhat aware of. I'm not sure she knows the extent of it, but that's her main thing. She's the mom friend. She's a very understanding person. She always tries to see things from everybody else's perspective, and she's very patient, which, I mean, to get along with Delaney, you kind of have to be. But she's pretty patient. She's normally very passive. She's not one for conflict. She doesn't like fighting. She doesn't like arguing. But then also at the same time, if it concerns somebody that she cares about, she isn't afraid to do those things either. So I think, if anything, that shows that she is more of a mom friend. She wants to be your mom, but if you hurt someone she loves, she will cut you. So it takes her a while to get to that point, though. Generally, she's just very sweet and lovely all around. Like I said, she wants to help people, and also she just wants to believe that most people are good people. And so sometimes, for the sake of trusting people or keeping her faith in humanity, I guess, for the sake of trusting people or helping people, sometimes she will ignore red flags, mostly just because she doesn't want to believe them. She just wants to think that things are good all around. Not really like in a naive way, but maybe in a little bit of a naive way. I don't really know how to explain it, but like, she's aware of bad things in the world. She just likes to think that she can help make it go away. And even though she is just one individual, she just wants to, she wants to be the mom friend of the world. That's Alice in 2 words, mom friend. But yeah, that's just a little bit of her personality. She's just super sweet, and I love her so much. Sorry. So, brief summary of the story. So within this world, there are humans and then there are beasts, which I guess are 2 different races, I guess you could call them. But there's people like Alice, who is a human, and then Delaney and Lo and Noe, those are beasts because they're like some sort of creature being. I had a complete brain fart there. But basically, Delaney's father, the king of beasts, is planning on basically just genocide on all humans. He's a super not cool dude. And so Delaney says, hey, why don't you stop being a super not cool dude? And then that's the plot. They try and stop his dad. Sometimes I just say my story so many times, my explanations are like that. But you get the point. The goal of the main cast is to unite humans and beasts and kind of make them not hate each other. Many people asked if Alice was a scientist, and the answer is yes and no. She's definitely an aspiring scientist. She loves science and she loves learning. She isn't a scientist technically throughout the story, but it is definitely a dream job of hers. At the moment of this story, she is Noe's parental figure. She is not related to Noe, but she is kind of her guardian for the moment. I can't really tell you why, but that's it. That's kind of another big driving force for her throughout the story, is that she just wants to protect Noe. And also she doesn't have contact with Noe's parents at all, and neither of them do. She's quite literally Noe's only parental figure at the moment. So the last three characters, right? Like their goals throughout the story are kind of like mixed. So Delaney wants to stop his father. Lo is literally just there for the ride. He doesn't really care either way. And then Noe's goals are a lot more personal and I guess introspective. I don't know if that's the right word to use here. Noe's goals are a lot more along the lines of just within herself and growing into herself. And Alice's goals are kind of a mix of Delaney's goals and wanting to protect Noe. And another big role aside from Noe's parental figure is being a mediator between Delaney and Lo, because those boys never stop fighting. They hate each other. But Alice is usually there to separate them. Since she does like to keep peace and she does like to be people's friends, she always tends to just insert herself into the situation and tears them apart before they can rip each other's heads off. So that's Alice. Again, if you want to know a little bit more about the story and the world that they live in, go check out Delaney's video, and then to understand the other characters I'm referencing, go check out Lo's video and Noe's video. But yeah, now is everybody's favorite part of the video, including mine, which is the Q&A section. If you don't know what this is, then you have not gone and watched the other videos like I told you. Why are you still here? But I post a picture of whatever character of the month it is to my Instagram page. You guys comment anything you want about the character for 24 hours, and then I take the post down and I answer some of the questions here. There's also 3 traditional questions that I answer in every single video. So she does not have a birthday or a zodiac sign, so feel free to comment any suggestions, any specific dates, any specific signs, anything you want, really. Go ham. Does she prefer ice cream cake or cookie cake? She prefers cookie cake. And lastly, use a vine to describe her.
Listen, Trish, I already told you I can't make it. I got soccer practice before, and then I got pick with my 7. Mason, I swear to God.
Now, moving on from those, what keeps her optimistic with Delaney and Lo fighting all the time? I'd get a headache. Yeah. Like I said, it's kind of a mix of just going with Delaney and helping him achieve his goals and protecting Noe. Delaney's goals are something that Alice really believes in. It's definitely something where Delaney's morals and Alice's morals line up quite nicely, and so she is genuinely helping him because she thinks it's a good cause to fight for, but also because due to circumstances, which I can't really talk about now, she does think that that is what's best for Noe, and at the end of the day, that's her main goal, is making sure that Noe is okay. What is her sexuality? Does Alice is gay? Is she a lesbian? Does she listen to Girl in Red? However you want to phrase that question. She is straight. She is not a part of the LGBT community at all, but she's definitely a very big advocate for it. Don't worry, Alice supports you all. When she's mad, are the others scared? Yes, definitely. Alice doesn't get angry a lot. She's a very calm person. Like I said, she tries to look at things from every angle. It takes a lot to make her mad. And so if she's mad, you know you done fucked up. When she gets mad, it's not even necessarily the things that she says or does that makes people unsettled by her anger, but it's more of the fact that she's never angry. And like, just the fact that she's anything but happy is just unsettling and makes people uncomfortable. So they're definitely scared of that. What is her occupation? So like I said earlier, she's an aspiring scientist. I can't really talk about jobs she's had in the past because that kind of plays into the story a little bit, but she definitely wants to be a scientist. It's definitely her end goal. She also just really likes learning about how living things interact with the environment around them. So I guess that's like, I don't know what you would call that. I don't know what it's called. I was about to guess, but I don't know. But that's the stuff that she's interested in most, and she also likes astrology and stuff like that. By astrology, I meant more of just like space in general, not like horoscope stuff. And also, she likes tinkering with technology. That's not really like an aspiration of hers though, it's more of a hobby, and she's still like learning about it, but she's very interested in technology and how it works. So thought I'd come in here and clear that up. So any sort of job along those lines is her dream job. No particular position, just anything within those fields. But at the moment, she doesn't really have like a solid job. She kind of just does odd jobs here and there, just whatever she can to keep her and Noe afloat. Does she like reading books? Yes, she is a really big bookworm. Does she find it difficult to care for Noe with her being mute? There's definitely some difficulties that can happen. Like I said in Noe's video, Noe wasn't born without the ability to speak, and she wasn't born deaf, and so she was never raised with any other way to communicate, which definitely makes it difficult. Like if Noe learned sign language, then Alice could learn sign language, and then that could be a way that they communicate. But the only way Noe was ever raised in terms of communicating was speaking, but now that she doesn't, that's definitely something that's like difficult. It's definitely frustrating, but Alice does her best to make do with the situation, because like it is what it is. On a scale of 1 to 10, how was her sense of humor? Her sense of humor is dad humor, so I guess where that lands on the scale of humor is up for debate. She's definitely, that's her humor. She's the mom friend with dad humor. What are her thoughts on Delaney? She puts up with him. Out of everybody within the main cast, Alice definitely puts up with him the most, so take that as you will. She also really can respect him a lot because, like I said, their beliefs line up with one another, and the fact that he's out here fighting for what he believes in and trying to do good despite his big ego and despite the fact that that means going against his father, that's something that Alice can really respect and kind of have her look past his eccentric personality, I guess. His extra shit personality. Definitely helps her put up with him in ways that the other members of the cast can't. On a similar line of things, what are her thoughts on Lo? She's definitely pretty intimidated by Lo. I mean, he's not the cheeriest of people, and Alice is the most cheery person ever, so they don't typically see eye to eye. And it's mostly Lo's fault, let's be honest. Like, Alice will try to be friendly and she'll try to be nice, but he just kind of shrugs her off. It's not necessarily like Lo himself that Alice gets irritated by, it's more of just the fact that he keeps shrugging her off. Alice is the type of person that really believes it doesn't matter what your differences are. Two people, even if they are complete opposites, can be close together, but Lo keeps shrugging her off, and that's just more frustrating than anything, because she wants to be friends with everyone since they're all in the same boat. But then Lo's like, no. Lo's like, I don't need friends. They disappoint me. So I don't know where this thought is going, but there's an extra vine for you guys. Is she a good liar? And what are her thoughts on lying? She is not a good liar. She's really bad at lying. She has told very few lies in her life, and the only time she thinks lying is acceptable is if telling the truth would put you or somebody else in some sort of dangerous situation. So lying under very specific circumstances is what she believes in. If you or somebody you know isn't going to be hurt by you lying, then don't lie. Why is she taking care of Noe? One of the most asked questions by far. Like I said, I can't get into it. That's a major spoiler for the story, but I will say that it's entirely circumstantial. Taking care of Noe wasn't something that either of them had really planned for. It just kind of happened. So there you go. Have fun theorizing. How bad is her eyesight? It can be pretty bad. Can be pretty bad. It is pretty bad. I don't know why I said that, like, eyesight changes, aside from getting worse. But as of now, her eyesight's pretty bad. Like, if you're talking to somebody face to face, like before social distancing was a thing, like, she could make out the features of your face okay. Anything other than that, she's like, anything at a larger distance than that, she can't see. Does she have any secret tattoos? Also along those lines, would she ever consider getting a tattoo or piercings? She does not have any hidden tattoos. Tattoos aren't really her thing. She likes them on other people more than she likes them herself. Like, she doesn't have anything against tattoos. It's more of a just she would never get one sort of thing. As for piercings, the only piercing she would ever consider getting is her ears. At least at this point in her life, there isn't any other piercing that she would consider getting. Again, it's more of just she doesn't like it for herself type of thing. Since she's patient, how much of Delaney's bullshit can she take? Well, as of right now, he's yet to make her snap. We'll see if she snaps at all during the story because of Delaney. And lastly, does she ever feel inadequate when parenting Noe? Absolutely, 100%. I think her biggest insecurity would be the fact that she doesn't feel capable or qualified to really be a mother, at least at this point in her life, because like she's 20. She's very young. I'm 20 and I can't even imagine what it would be like to be a parent right now. It's definitely stressing her out, especially because, like I said, it was entirely circumstantial. It wasn't a planned thing, so it was kind of just like, hey, here's a child, have fun, you're a mother now. So she's always worried if she's making the right choices for Noe, and she's always worried if Noe is being cared for properly, and if Noe is getting what she needs, and if she's learning the right lessons. She's absolutely trying her best, but she's still like learning about herself and learning about the world and learning about how she fits into the world. And so she definitely feels like she's not ready, but like she doesn't have a choice. So there you go. The world just threw a 10-year-old at her and was like, you're a mother. But yeah, that's all the stuff I have about Alice for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed her. I am so happy to be sharing her with you guys. Next month is going to be the final OC video. That's crazy. I mentioned it before, but in case you forgot, I am going to make updated videos for all of my characters once the time comes. I'm going to have a few months of a break after I make next month's OC video. I don't know how long that break will be, but I am going to go through all of my characters again, giving updated information about them, because Andy's video was the first OC video I made, which was well over a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago, so I have a lot of characters, oh my god. So yeah, that's something you can look forward to. If you want to be a part of that one, go over to my Instagram and keep an eye out for those posts. But other than that, thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts on Alice. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked her and if you're excited for the story. I'm working so hard on this comic and I cannot wait to announce it to you guys. Just keep an eye out. Ooh! If you have any more questions about Alice or the story or the world or anything, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below and I will do my very best to answer them. I won't answer any questions if they are spoilery, if I didn't see it, obviously, or I feel like I already answered it in this video, so just keep those in mind. And if you're new here, hello, I am Oliver. I make a lot of art videos on this channel. I talk a lot about my characters, clearly, and so if any of that is interesting to you, feel free to subscribe. I really appreciate it. There will also be my social media on screen now and linked in the description box below. Like I said, following me on Instagram would be the best place, but if you can't, don't worry about it. And there will also be some videos on screen now and linked in the iCard for you to check out if you want. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it always, and I will see you next week. Bye.